Yeah. What's up? It's your boy Miles Cunningham. For those of you that know, what's up with Lucario? You know what I'm saying? We holding it down for the big homie. You know what I'm saying? We holding it down for him. And that's all that is. If you know, you know. If you don't know, then you just don't know. You know what I'm saying? Because that's that man's business. You feel me? But what's up, Art, in the chat? You know what I'm saying? But today we're gonna talk about four different ways to bring up sex during a date or conversation. Because a lot of guys, they have trouble. You know what I'm saying? What up, Joe Blast? What up, Explode? They have trouble talking about sex. They have trouble bringing up sex. It's like a mystery. It's like a difficult thing. It's like an uncomfortable situation to get a girl to talk about sex. And so I've there's four different ways that I've categorized that I do it on a date to date basis. Because different girls, you got to use slightly different tactics and get in where you fit in, and use the game and use a mouthpiece to get in, to get her comfortable at least talking about sex, so y'all could probably end up doing it, at some point. You feel me? So that's what it's about. So that's what we're going to be talking about today. And that's what the show's going to be on today. But shout out to everybody in the chat. Shout out to Lucario. You know what I'm saying? And we going to do it like this.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. You are listening to the Bad Boy Radio Show with Mr. Lucario and Miles Cunningham. This is that real shit, not that fake shit. The only radio show that's not afraid to tell you the truth about the game. This is the Bad Boy Radio Show. Remember, the truth is inside you.
Yeah. Welcome to the Bad Boy Show. Like I said, we're gonna be going to talking about 4 ways to bring up sex. If you use these 4 ways, then you'll always have a way to bring up sex with a chick, man. You know what I'm saying? And it ain't nothing for you to be uncomfortable about. And if you look at these 4 ways that I'm gonna talk about on the show today, it'll kind of help you to learn in general how to direct a conversation to get it to where you want to go. You understand? Because these are also, if you break it down, there's still also general rules that'll help you, to be aware of the conversation that you're having and be able to, influence the direction of the conversation. So you could get a woman to talk about whatever you want her to talk about. All right. So it's your boy Miles Cunningham, and we're gonna take a little break and come back with the news. So here we go.
You still ain't getting women? Really? Come on, son. You need to go to badboymembership.com and step up your game. What's up, y'all? It's your boy, Mr. Lucario, the bad boy of the dating game, and I'm telling you that if you really want to attract beautiful women, you need to go to badboymembership.com. This is where you get 45 through 90-minute step-by-step dating advice tutorials every month. Just sign up, follow the advice, and you'll get the women you want. Go to badboymembership.com. That's badboymembership.com. It's your boy, Mr. Lucario, the bad boy of the dating game, and I want to tell you about my documentary, Game Kings, The Definition of Game, starring myself, the Boss Mac Top Soil, Rosebud, Ron Wills, Miles Cunningham, and much more. In this documentary, you're going to learn about confidence, manhood, attracting women, and the definition of the game. To get this documentary, go to MrLucario.com. That's MrLocario.com. MrLucario.com.
We are back. Yo, check this shit out. So I got the green motif in the back, right? And I got the glasses on. So I could really, like, if I really wanted to, I could do bullet time, right? You see? Oh shit. All right, now I'm just fucking around. So bullet time with the green and the anyway. Shit, whatever I just did was better than Matrix Resurrections. That little bullshit that I just did is better than that whole fucking movie. So I don't want to hear nothing. But anyway, we're going to get into the news. And since I don't have the news thing, I'm going to just play this shit. And And just, yeah, that's the news shit. You know what I'm saying? That's the news music right there. That's what we got right there. All right. So the first news story we got, interesting news story, right? So this is on vladtv.com. So it says that condom sales reportedly plummeted 40% during the pandemic. And that's very interesting because during the pandemic, I actually started buying more condoms. But, that's just me. I don't know. It says it has been well documented that Amazon's profits skyrocketed 200% beyond their average in sales during the first year of the pandemic. But not all is well in the world of retail, because while the world of e-commerce thrived due to the public's demand for essentials, social activity suffered from a major setback due to the CDC's health restrictive guidelines. Cities all over the country enforced curfews, mask mandates, and venue shutdowns. Even holiday parties were discouraged. So with the lack of opportunities for people to interact with one another, condom sales plummeted in record numbers, not just domestically, but all over the world. 2 years later, condom manufacturers all across the globe are still feeling the effects of the decline in sales. Since the global pandemic began back in 2020, condoms sales have decreased by 40%, according to the CEO of the world's top condom manufacturer. Quote, a large portion of condoms is distributed by governments around the world, which have reduced distribution significantly during COVID-19. The Malaysian businessman. So that was a quote by this dude named Go Mia Kiat of Carex. I guess that's a company that, that makes condoms. But so, and it says the Malaysian businessman went on to declare that the unavailability of hotels was also a decisive factor as to why condoms were no longer being purchased and used at the same rate. It does not appear as though the trend will be reversing itself anytime soon. So for now, it will be up to business people at the forefront of industry to come up with innovative ways for people to return to the norm. Wow. That's crazy, man. That's crazy when you think about it. Due to the pandemic, it changed the dynamics of a lot of shit where, a lot of people are not having casual sex because a lot of people are not going out. You understand? But like I said, I still bought condoms though. Like I bought condoms off of Amazon. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like half the price on Amazon. The condoms I buy. So this is why I say Mac Lives Matter, because niggas that's the dudes that are out here still macking, the dudes that are out here still hollering at chicks and making casual sex happen. We're stimulating the fucking economy. You know what I'm saying? Like we're keeping the fucking, we're keeping the fucking condom manufacturers in business. You see what I'm saying? Because look, think about it like this. If you're a family man, you're probably not using condoms, right? So you staying home with your woman and y'all fucking whatever, and that's cool. And then, like they said, it's less people using hotels, it's less people going out and meeting and having casual sex, from one night stands and meetups and shit like that. So there's less use of condoms. But guys like me, guys like Lucario, you know what I'm saying? We're still on these dating apps, getting these women to come out and getting these women to smash. And we still got to use these condoms. You understand what I'm saying? So that's why I told y'all, Mac Lives Matter. I told y'all, man, dudes like us, we literally make the world go round. So, it wasn't a joke. It wasn't a joke. And another thing, too, is I would also imagine that there's a few people who, the pandemic affect them in a certain way where they feel like, shit, what's the point in protecting myself? Because with the virus going around and niggas dying and shit, you know what I'm saying? Maybe there's no point in worrying about STDs anymore. You understand? So that might be another factor, because, the pandemic itself has affected a lot of people mentally, and it's, it changes how we feel about things. It changes what we think about things. It changes what we even feel about our mortality. So sometimes, you never know. There might be a section of the population that's looking at it like, why the fuck should I waste time using condoms? You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna just go fuck raw, because if we got viruses and shit running around and we could die at any time, then what's the point? You see what I'm saying? Dada Saints, Matrix Resurrections was horrible. Anyway, so that's crazy about the condoms, man. So the next story is and this is on VladTV.com as well. It says Kanye West reportedly wants to meet Putin and possibly build business empire in Russia. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Kanye West, man. Shout out to Kanye West. Because, I mean, yeah, he's crazy and, and shit like that. But shout out to him because even though he's crazy, he's always thinking about different ways to get the bag on a crazy level. You understand what I'm saying? So and sometimes, you know what I'm saying? Like on some other shit, sometimes it's the crazy niggas that their ideas are so innovative and outlandish that it pushed things forward to the next level. You understand? So shout out to Kanye West, man. But the story goes like this. So it says Kanye West reportedly has been looking to meet with the president of Russia, along with pushing a plan to make Russia his second home. The rapper is reportedly pushing for a meeting with Vladimir Putin and wants to do Sunday service shows in the spring or summertime. West's business associate Amir Sudan spoke more on the scenario, saying West's schedule will be the determining factor as to when this will happen. Sudan did note plans are being made to broker a meetup between West and Putin. West's business associate noted West would be looking to make Russia a second home, with the rapper reportedly making plans to spend more time out there. The rapper also has plans to invite Putin as his guest to the intended Sunday service event. Stay tuned for more updates. I want to also talk about, I don't know if anybody saw the interview he did with Nori, Drink Champs, the Kanye West Drink Champs interview, where he talked about he had this idea where he was saying that he wants to be so. All right, he was talking about the difference between money and relationships, right? So he was saying he wants to have relationships to the point where he doesn't need money anymore. At least I'm paraphrasing, right? So you got to go listen to the interview yourself to really get what I'm saying. But he was talking about the fact that he wants to create relationships so heavy all around the world to the point where he doesn't even need money. So what he was saying was like, look, if I wanted to go to Russia, I could call somebody up, and because of my relationship with them, I could get a flight to Russia. And then when I get to Russia, I could have some place to stay because of my relationship with somebody in Russia. And if I wanted to go to France, I could do the same thing. And if I want to go to Italy and anywhere I go, if I want to eat at a restaurant because of my relationships, I could eat at that restaurant without actually having any money. And I thought that idea was, again, Kanye West, we can label him crazy, right? But nobody's calling him stupid. You understand? Ain't nobody calling Kanye West stupid. He might be a little crazy, might be a little bit his mind is outside the box, but ain't nobody calling him stupid. You understand? And that's a novel idea where your relationships are so tight and are so resourceful and so dynamic that you don't even need money, right? Where you could get into places, you could go get floor seats at a sports game, at a popular sports game, just because of the relationships you have, not because of the money in your pocket necessarily, but because you have, instead of having having value in money, you have value with relationships, right? Which goes to show you how important it is relating is, which is why we even talk about, the things we talk about, the truth is inside you. We talk about, self-improvement. We of course, we talk about dealing with women, but it's not just about sex and dealing with women. It's about relating. It's about knowing who we are to the point where we're able to relate to other people, especially women, right? But it's not just about women. It's about relating to anybody. And when you relate, you create relationships. And when you create relationships, you can create value. And so I think, this story is just like an offshoot of that idea that I heard Kanye talk about in the Drink Champs interview, where he was saying that he don't even want to have money like that. He want to be rich in his relationships, where he don't even need to walk around with money. And I don't know if you guys even noticed the way Kanye been dressing lately. Like he's been basically dressing like a bum. You know what I'm saying? Like he has and also in the interview, he talked about how his book bag is his house. Like everything he needs is in his book bag, and he's trying to make the world his home. So that means he could go anywhere in the world and be at home. You understand? And I just feel like that's a really, cool idea. I mean, granted, it's very idealistic, and who knows if he can actually make it happen. But overall, it's a pretty novel idea. Like, it's something that I think, if even if it doesn't work on a practical level, I feel like it's a type of idea that can, spark a different way of thinking that I think can be a little bit more effective when it comes to how humans relate and how we, deal with things as far as, relating from person to person and things like that. So shout out to Kanye West for that, man. You know what I'm saying? And I hope him and Putin come to some type of agreement, and he could do his thing out there and build an empire in Russia. You never know. He might be the next great creator or artistic, ambassador in Russia. You never know. So shout out to Kanye for that. So the next news story is we're talking about Snoop Dogg files a trademark for Snoop Dogs, which is a hot dog brand. So shout out to Snoop for that. Again, another celebrity that's, looking at different ways to get to the bag. You understand? Because, I mean, look, once you reach a certain level, the whole point is to never be broke. You understand? And not only not to be broke, but to also affect the world in a certain type of way where, you because you affect the world, you never have to worry about money. You never have to worry about relationships. You never have to worry about anything, right? If you provide for the world will provide for you, whether it be by money or any other thing. So, it's, and that's what I was talking about when I was saying it's a certain mindset, right? Because a lot of people, it's like, oh, I just want to get a job. I just want to get paid. So, oh, how much you pay per hour? Oh, $20 an hour. Cool. So it's like you're just trading your time for money, and that's it. But if you think bigger and you say to yourself, well, I want to affect the world in a certain type of way, the more people I can affect, then so basically I'm providing a valuable product or service for as many people as I can. And with the fact that I'm providing something for the world will provide for me. So it could very well be that they provide resources in the way of money, but based on what Kanye was talking about in the interview, the world can provide for you in so many other ways, based on relationships, based on having a place to stay, clothes to wear, food to eat, where you don't necessarily need money. You understand? Though you provide to the world will provide for you. You understand what I'm saying? It's a deep concept, that I think a lot more people should look into overall. But anyway, Snoop files his trademark for hot dog brands, right? So according to this, it says, according to reports, Snoop Dogg is making his way into his next venture, as the rapper reportedly filed a trademark for Snoop Dogg's a hot dog and sausage brand. Attorneys for the rapper say the trademark was filed as a so-called intent to use application, which means Snoop is intending to launch the brand soon. Snoop previously launched a liquor line called Indigo Gin in 2020 and launched a cookbook as well. Previously, E40 made the jump into the food space. The rapper announcing his Goon with the Spoon line, the brand reportedly will be creating packaged sausages and burritos. So, shout out to Snoop. If anybody remembers, Snoop also he did work with Martha Stewart, right? So Snoop is the type of dude. He seems to kind of he's into food, and he's into home economics and all that type of stuff. Because he worked with Martha Stewart, and he did different things like that. He did cooking shows and all that type of shit. And a lot of rappers get into that shit, because you got that dude, that dude that sound like Ghostface Killer, that fat white rapper. I forgot his name. And if somebody in the chat know his name, put it in the chat real quick. But he had that I think he has a show called Fuck That Tastes Good, or Damn That Tastes Good, or some shit like that. And you got 2 Chainz. He does that show called Expensive Taste with 2 Chainz or something like that. And so a lot of rappers are using the space to get in the bag. Yeah, Action Bronson. Yes, thank you, Goldie. Action Bronson. So he did a he has a show called Fuck That Tastes Good or some shit like that, where he goes around the world tasting food. And, so a lot of rappers are using the food space as a space to make money. Like even Master P, he's doing, cheap, a line of like, cheap food, like he does the ramen noodles, he does cereals, he does the rap snacks, the chips with the different flavors based on, different rappers and shit. You know what I'm saying? So, there's a lot of different ways to make money out here. So shout out to these rappers for opening up the space. You understand? Because it makes sense. It makes sense. I mean, if for all these years, if we could buy Oscar Mayer wieners, then fuck it, we could buy Snoop Dogg's. You know what I'm saying? If we could buy Nathan's Franks, then we could buy Snoop Dogg's. You feel me? So, there's different ways to get to the bag. And, once you reach a certain point, you got to use your name to generate different businesses, just like Donald Trump does, right? Donald Trump, a lot of the buildings that say Trump Towers around the world, Donald Trump doesn't even own them. He just uses his name to endorse them. You understand? And he gets a check for that. You understand? Because his name is known. So he's like, well, you can name it Trump Towers and send me the check. You can call it Trump Apartments and send me the check. You understand what I'm saying? There's different ways to make money out here. So keep your eyes open and shout out to, people like Kanye, shout out to Master P, shout out to Snoop Dogg for pioneering certain shit like that, to open the door for other people to create small businesses on that type of level. All right. So the next story we got is Ayesha Curry shuts down open relationship rumors with Steph Curry. All right. So this is on Vlad TV. So it says, previously, rumors surfaced that claimed Ayesha Curry and Stephen Curry were in an open relationship. Now Curry has responded to the claims, saying that none of those rumors are true. The rumors have been floating around for weeks, and now Ayesha has taken to Instagram to address the rumors while talking to a person who was trolling her. The person on the IG post said, quote, but you still want an open relationship, shaking my head. If I were him, you would have been sent to the streets already, unquote. So Ayesha Curry clapped back by saying, quote, don't believe everything you read. You don't know how ridiculous this is. Don't disrespect my marriage like that. Please and thank you. Right. So apparently the rumors or the reports of them being in an open relationship is not real. All right. So, who knows? I mean, me personally, I'm getting tired of Steph and Ayesha Curry. I just feel like sometimes, like me personally, if I was Steph, I would tell my woman to shut the fuck up. Like, that's just me. You know what I'm saying? I would be like, listen, no more social media for you. Like, run your businesses, but shut your fucking mouth. Period. I don't care what the people are saying. Stay off social media. You understand? If you want to continue being my wife, I need you to shut the fuck up. Period. You understand? Because me personally, I can't stand all that shit, man. Like I notice there's some women that I notice. I don't know if any guys notice this shit, right? But think about certain girls on Facebook. You almost know when they're in a relationship. It's like, because there's one point in time when you see them on Facebook showing pictures, showing off their ass, doing stories and doing memes where they dancing and shit and all this dumb shit. And then for like a whole month, they be ghost. For years and shit, they be ghost. And it's like, oh, she probably got a man now. You understand? And that man told her, I don't do all that fucking social media shit. You understand what I'm saying? I mean, I know like they're celebrities and all that type of shit, but look, I'm Steph Curry. I'm the famous one. You understand? Your name wasn't even Curry until I married you. So I need you to shut the fuck up. You know what I'm saying? That's what I would tell him, man. Like, stay off social media. If you're not on social media to promote your business, stay off social media. I don't want to see you arguing with nobody. I don't want to see you talking about me or our relationship or our marriage or our family. None of that shit. Promote your businesses or stay off social media, or just have the people that you hired to do, to help you with your business marketing, do that type of shit. That's what I would tell my bitch. But, Steph Curry's a different type of nigga. You know what I'm saying? Me personally, I don't believe in none of that shit. I don't believe in none of that shit. A woman should be in certain situations, and and not to be on some, controlling shit, but in certain situations, because you represent me, because like I said, her name is only Curry because he married her. So that means at the end of the day, no matter what, no matter what goes down, she's representing him. You understand what I'm saying? So in my opinion, because you're representing me, because you're basically you're known because of my name, I feel that to protect and to lead the situation how it should be led, I'm gonna need you to shut the fuck up. I'm gonna need you to stay in a woman's place to maintain the integrity of our family, to maintain the integrity of our name. I don't need you fighting with these knuckleheads on social media. I need you taking care of the family, taking care of the businesses that you run, taking care of your role as a wife, and that's it. You understand what I'm saying? All this other shit is like I wouldn't even let her go on that fucking table talk show ever. Like she wouldn't be on that shit. I'm sorry. And if she feel like she gotta be on that shit, if she feel like she gotta be on social media, then you're not my woman anymore. You understand? But again, that's just me. You know what I'm saying? So the next story we got is Jenna Jameson diagnosed with Guillain-Barré syndrome and loses the use of her legs. Now, for those who don't know who Jenna Jameson is, she was a very famous porn star. Like she was nice back in the day. She was nice back in the day. You know what I'm saying? Pretty hot chick. You know what I'm saying? Just cute, like, pretty chick, nice titties and shit, cool chick, cool porn star chick, nasty shit. You know what I'm saying? She did a lot of work with niggas like Peter North, and, she came up in that time. She didn't really fuck a lot of black dudes though. There are some white porn star chicks that don't fuck black dudes. Like there's this other chick named Rachel Starr. I've never seen her fuck a black dude. And I can't remember a time where I've actually seen Jenna Jameson fuck a black dude. So, that there's more to that story, I guess. But at this point in time, she's dealing with a disease called Guillain-Barré syndrome. And so she's somewhere I think she's in Honolulu dealing with the shit. So let me read the story real quick. So it says, see, maybe if she had got some black dick in her, maybe she'll be all right, but who knows? Let me see. So it says Jenna Jameson has revealed that she is in the hospital after not being able to walk. She took to Instagram to reveal that after doctors ran a series of tests, Jenna was diagnosed with Guillain-Barré syndrome, a rare neurological disorder. Jameson's partner, Lior Bitton, revealed that she had been ill for weeks and she had gone to the hospital once and was released after a CT scan came back negative or clear. Bitton explained in an Instagram video, quote, then she came back home and she couldn't carry herself. Her muscles in her legs were very weak, so she wasn't able to walk to the bathroom. She was failing on the way back to the bathroom. I would have to pick her up and carry her to the bed. And then within 2 days, it got really bad. Her legs started to not hold her, so she wasn't able to walk. It says Jameson was taken back to the hospital where an MRI and spinal tap revealed that she had Guillain-Barré syndrome. It is unclear why people develop the neurological disorder where the body's immune system mistakenly attacks the nervous system. Jameson is currently being given immunoglobulin therapy, which helps patients recover from the syndrome. In the video posted, she stated, we're working towards getting better. So she did like a little video on Instagram thanking everybody for their support and so on and so forth. But shout out to her, you know what I'm saying? Because I beat off to a few of her videos, you know what I'm saying? So shout out to Jenna Jameson. You feel me? I hope she feels better. You know what I'm saying? But again, maybe if you had got some melanin in you, you know what I'm saying, maybe you'd be all right right now. Who knows? I don't know. Who knows? All right. So the next story is Jay-Z reportedly calls out feds for holding inmate over leftover chicken. Now, let's see what this is about. I have no idea what the fuck this is about. Let's see. So this is also VladTV.com. So it says Jay-Z and Team Rock have been doing work to fight for the rights of prisoners, as well as helping with resolving unjust conditions in prisons. Now it appears Hove and Team ROC have another issue, as Jay-Z reportedly heated at the feds about their refusal to release a man who served 14 years for marijuana. One of the government's reasons for reportedly holding the man is due to a leftover chicken dinner. What? It says, it continues, Team ROC is reportedly defending Valen Vales, who has been serving 20 years in prison for intent to distribute over a ton of marijuana. Vales reached out to Jay-Z last year to get help on his case, but it was noted that the feds would not make a move due to some minor offenses. Alex Spiro, a Team Rock attorney, says Vales meets the terms to be let go on a compassionate release, but court documents say federal prosecutors won't let Vales leave because he allegedly snuck leftover chicken from the mess hall to his prison cell. Along with that, the prisoner was cited for using his prison fit as workout equipment. Spiro made it clear to Team ROC is pushing to get a federal judge to release Vales, to reduce Vales' sentence to time served, along with a prompt release. Look, there's something that we have to realize. These prisons have contracts with the government. You understand? This is why they call it the prison industrial complex. These prisons get contracts, and they get federal money to keep criminals in jail, and they also use criminals to do cheap labor. You understand? For those of you that don't know, some of your like companies like Victoria's Secret and places like that, they have female prisons. They have sweatshops, and they have women like putting the panties together and sewing shit together and snapping covers on, electrical devices and all this type of shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, even when you see them niggas on the side of the highway cleaning up garbage and shit like that, like those are prisoners. And a lot of government money and taxpayer money goes towards prisons. So they make more money by keeping people in prison than they do to release them. So they'll keep them in the jail for longer time to make more money on a technicality. These type of things happen all the time. But shout out to Jay-Z for doing work to kind of like right the wrongs of the prison industrial system, the prison industrial system, and the unjust methods of sentencing and all the stuff that we go through as as minority people and colored people and people who just been put in for certain type of situations. You know what I'm saying? Because I mean, look, if I sold some drugs a year ago, and the drug that I sold, 20 years ago, I did 20 years, of time, and the drugs that you put me in jail for are now not even illegal, then I mean, we should at least look at some probation, get me out of here, see if I could start a life. You know what I'm saying? Shit, maybe we could set these people up and put them into dispensaries. You know what I'm saying? Like, because for example, a lot of and not to put any offense, right? But a lot of people who come from certain countries, they get government grants to create businesses. For example, like certain Chinese or Asian people, they get grants, or they get certain levels of support to open, beauty supply shops and liquor stores and Chinese food stores in low income neighborhoods. They get support for this. And it's documented. Go look it up. So what I'm saying is, if we got guys in jail, 20 years for selling marijuana, like why not create dispensaries and stick them in there, like put them on probation, get them free and let them work in the dispensary. You see what I'm saying? So they could try to change their life. I mean, it's things like this that can, if we're gonna legalize marijuana with limits, then I feel like we should be able to use those, particular inmates who went in jail, not for any violent crime, but for the sale of drugs. You went in jail for the sale of drugs, you did some time, and get them out of there and let them continue selling drugs. But only, now they're doing it, in the legal way. You understand? Because now the shit is legalized. Now we got dispensaries. Now we have a multi-billion-dollar industry. So we can we could put these people in certain positions to get some work done. You understand? And allow them to change their life and shit. So, shout out to Jay-Z for putting in the work and team ROC for all that. Meek Mills too. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to them for doing that. And then what's next? So what's next is we have, oh shit. I just gotta these chicks is coming out, bro. I think I just got I got a confirmation text for a date on Thursday. But let me stop. Let me focus on the show. All right, so we got subscriber email. That's what we got. Subscriber email. So somebody wrote into Lucario and said, why? And the subject in the email was, why are light-skinned women so stuck up? And then so he wrote, what's up, Mr. Lucario? I find that light-skinned women are more stuck up than dark-skinned women. Why is that? And how to win the pretty light-skinned girls over. This is very interesting. So check this out. Here's one thing you got to understand. So there's two things going on in the world, right? In the dynamics of communication, there's two things going on. There's whatever's going on, and then there's also the way you see it. You understand? Now, look at this. And then so in communication, like I always tell you guys, your language exposes you, right? Your language exposes you. So and I really hope this guy is a part of the Patreon, and he watches the Bad Boy Show. So look, he says, I'm gonna read what he says again, because thankfully it wasn't that long. So he says, I find that light-skinned women are more stuck up than dark-skinned women, right? Why is that? Then it says, how to win the pretty light-skinned girls over. So what I want to tell this dude is that you got to understand that a part of your experience has to do with your perspective. You obviously have a pedestalized opinion of light-skinned women. And it is clear in your communication here. It says how to win. So you think getting with light-skinned girls is a win, right? Then it says how to win the pretty light-skinned girls over. You think light-skinned girls are pretty. You have them on a pedestal. And I guarantee you that, maybe it's not the entire situation, but there is a huge part of the communication and your attitude that when you approach a light-skinned girl, there is a certain part of your energy that she can sense that you put her in some type of pedestalized position. And because she can sense that, she behaves a certain way towards you. You understand? But I bet you if she deals with a guy that don't give a fuck what her skin color is, she deals with him in a slightly different way, because she can sense that he doesn't give a fuck about her high yellow red bone ass. He don't give a fuck about that shit. Whether you dark skin or light skin, he gonna treat you the same fucking way. You understand? So again, like I said, in the dynamics of communication, there's two things going on. There's whatever someone is saying to you, and then there is how you perceive it. And how you perceive it is very important, because how you perceive something affects the way you behave and the way you communicate, the way you choose your words, your body language, your attitude, the tone of your voice, everything. You understand? So when you step to the pretty light-skinned girl, or what's in your mind, the pretty light-skinned girl, you probably have a certain demeanor that suggests that you think she's better. You have a certain demeanor that suggests that you think she's better than other girls. And the thing with women, bro, they can sense everything. Because remember, we're talking about emotional creatures. You understand? We're talking about, they talk about women's intuition and female instinct and all that type of shit. They can sense, because we're animals, right? We're all animals. So we like a dog can sense fear. Women can sense they sense your attitude. They sense things about you before you even open your mouth. You understand? Like I said, based on your body language, based on the tone of your voice, based on your attitude, your behavior, the way that the words that you choose. If you stutter when you talk, if you seem a little bit unsure about what you're about to say, all of those things send signals to their brain, and they be like, "Oh, this nigga think I'm the shit because I'm light skinned." You see what I'm saying? So what I would say to you is, if you want to win these chicks over, you have to get into the mindset that they're nothing special. They're no more special than any other female on the planet. You understand? I feel like that will at least help to a certain extent. Now, in the world that we live in, there is colorism. You understand? And just like how white people kind of automatically feel that they're better than colored people or minorities, especially in the United States, because that's a part of our culture. Because being white is, there's white privilege, and there is certain things, there's social cues in our culture that establishes a certain feeling of confidence because you might be white. As you know, because like shit, if you ask any white person to trade places with a rich black person, they still wouldn't. If you ask any middle class white person to trade places with a rich black person, they still wouldn't trade places with them, because they know that being white holds more value in certain ways. You understand what I'm saying? But the thing is that you have to be the one to equalize the playing field when they're dealing with you directly. You understand? And, this is why I talk about identity. This is why I talk about bringing a woman into your world, because a woman can be walking around in society thinking, "Ooh, I'm light skinned, I'm this and I'm that, and I'm the shit. I'm all that in a bag of chips," right? When she's dealing with everybody else in the world and society and, the average person that she might talk to on a day-to-day basis. But when you have a certain mindset, you want to bring a woman into your world, and you want to have a certain attitude that shows that I don't care about the color of your skin, bitch. I don't give a fuck how light skinned you are. I really don't. And you do that with your attitude. You do that with your behavior. You do that with the way that you talk to her. You let her know that I'm going to talk to you exactly the way I talk to any other female on this planet, because there's nothing special about you. Why? Because you haven't shown me anything special. You understand? I give you the opportunity to show me that you're special by you showing me how you can be special to my specific purpose in life and whatever it is I'm trying to do. But I just stepped up to talk to you. You starting out at ground zero, just like any other chick. You understand what I'm saying? So again, this is, to answer the caller's question, if you want to quote unquote win the pretty light skinned girls over, you got to make sure that first you got to stop worrying about the chick, and you have to check yourself. You understand? And ask yourself, damn, what am I thinking? Do I think that do I think that light skinned chicks are better? Do I think that light skinned chicks are prettier? And why am I trying to win? Why am I trying to win them over? Why am I not giving her instructions and see if she listens to me? And then I gauge how much I like her by how much she cooperates, not based on the color of her skin, but if she's fucking cooperating or not. You understand what I'm saying? Because listen, bro, I'll take a decent chick, a chick who's not like the flyest chick or whatever you want to say, but I'll take a chick who's decent to average, who cooperates, than a baddie who's disrespectful and don't listen to me. You get what I'm saying? So it's the same kind of thing. You understand? It matters. Your perspective matters, guys. Your perspective matters. So the light skinned chick is only stuck up because you allow her to be. You understand? You think she's stuck up because that's probably what you're expecting because you have her on a pedestal. You get what I'm saying? And now I'm not saying that there are not chicks out here who are stuck up because they probably been told all their life, oh, you're so beautiful. Oh, your skin is so beautiful. Oh, your skin is so fair and blah, blah, blah. Yeah, I get that. I get that. But that's why, again, like I said, when you're relating to a chick, when you're talking to a chick, visualize the fact that when you're talking to her, you're bringing her into your world. And in your world, she doesn't get any special treatment because of the color of her skin or how light her skin is or how light her eyes are or how pretty she is or anything. She gets special treatment when she earns it. And shit, just the fact that you're giving her the opportunity to talk to you, that's special enough. So she needs to start earning it as soon as you say hello. You understand? So that's how you do that, man. That's how you quote unquote win them over. But you got to change. You got to change your mindset, change your perspective, and understand what you're doing in the dynamics of the communication that will make those outcomes real in your perspective. All right. So we're gonna take a break. And then we're going to come back with the topic. We're going to talk about 4 different ways to bring up sex during a date or in a conversation. So, yeah, man, you're watching the Bad Boy Show, and check this out.
Guys, are you ready to become a single-minded man? The Man Mindset has one-on-one coaching, free boot camps, tons of videos, archived shows from the past, a dating chat line with women on right now, a cooking show to create smooth-ass meals for women, and so much more. God damn, Steve, you're doing your thing. TheManMindset.com. We're more than just a dating site. We are a lifestyle.
Do you want to learn the easiest way to have more sex with more women? Then get the critically acclaimed book, How to Have Sex with 2 Women a Day. In this book, you'll learn everything you need to know about attracting and sleeping with beautiful women. That's How to Have Sex with 2 Women a Day. Get your copy today at MrLocario.com. That's MrLocario.com. MrLocario.com.
Yeah. Yep. This is your boy Miles Cunningham holding it down for my man, Mr. Lucario on the Bad Boy Show. Yo, check this out, guys. You guys always want to know about the different things that I do to keep myself vibrant. And I'm a 40-year-old nigga dicking these chicks down. And this is one of the things that helped me do it. This is called CMOS right here. This is called CMOS, and I got the water in there. And what I'm gonna do with this is I'm gonna just put some warm water in here, and then what happens is the warm water dissolves it slightly, and then I drink the water. That's all I do. No sugar, no nothing extra. See that? That's CMOS right there, baby. My pops put me onto this shit too. My pops. So shout out to him for the game. Shout out to my pops for the game. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, so what we're going to talk about today is the 4 different ways to bring up sex in a conversation or while on a date. You understand? And the thing is, I've been dating a lot lately. I don't know if anybody saw the video I did the other day when I was talking about it was like dating 101, like dating fundamentals 101. And I've been going on a whole lot of dates lately. Because, like I said, I don't know if it's because it's the new year or cuffing season is almost over or whatever it is, or because during the holiday season, I guess chicks spend more time with their family. So I had a slowdown. I mean, I was going on maybe 1 or 2 dates a month. You know what I'm saying? But now the shit is picking up. I'm doing like 2 a week, at least 2 a week. You know what I'm saying? I actually got 2 tonight. And one of them just texted me to confirm for tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, it's been going crazy. So I've been doing a lot of dating lately, and every date that I have to bring up sex. You understand? Now I don't always smash. You know what I'm saying? I keep it real with you guys. I don't always smash. Like I had a date last night. I brought up sex. I didn't get to smash, man. She was playing that. She was talking that I'm on my cycle shit, and I was like, man. I didn't believe her, man. And she was like, well, I can't wait to see you again. And I'm like, man, you bullshitting. But if I see her again, then it'll be cool. But I told her I'll leave it up to her. You know, I was like, whenever you're ready, I was like, you know what's going on with me? I was like, whenever you're ready, we could do that. You know what I'm saying? So you hit me up. You know what I'm saying? Maybe when the blood stop, you know, the blood stops spotting, then you could holler at the kid. But during the date, I noticed that I was just coming up with all these different ways to bring up sex. You understand? Now, let me go through the 4 ways, you know, and then we'll get into it. So the first way is pretty easy. It's just this is like just the easy communication strategy, and that's called using word association. You understand? So I don't know if you guys ever did this in school where if, you know, the teacher will say a word, like she'll say green, and then you have to say the word that first pops into your mind. So if somebody says green, the first thing I think of is spinach. You know what I'm saying? And then so the next word, if somebody says spinach, the next thing I think of is Popeye. And then once you think of Popeye, you think of sailor, and you think of sailor, you think of navy, and then navy, you think of the ocean, and then ocean, you think of salt, and then salt, you think of French fries, because I like to put salt on my French fries, and then French fries, you think of a hamburger, and then the hamburger, you know what I'm saying? Like, you associate stuff together, like whatever just pops in your mind, right? So what happens on some of these dates, I'll be on, somebody will, you know, I'll say something and I'll get a reaction from her, or she'll say something, you understand? And I'll try to associate it. So the example I like to use is like, say you're on a date or you're having a conversation with a woman, and, you know, you ask her about her childhood, right? And then she says, oh yeah, you know, as a kid, I remember my mom used to always, you know, get up early and make us breakfast, and, you know, I always remember the food, you know, that my mom used to cook when I was a kid. And then so the thing is using her words to associate to sex, word association, right? Using her words to associate to sex. Now, so you say to her, wow, well, I noticed, you know, I asked you about your childhood and all you could think about was the food, you know what I'm saying? And then, so that's when you can associate food to sex, because if you think about it, you gave her an open-ended question, right? You asked her about her childhood. She decided to talk about food. Now, that's when you can associate food to sex. So you say to her something like, so how about, you know, so what, are you a fan of food in the bedroom? And, or you could talk about, like, you know, chocolate covered strawberries, or you could talk about whipped cream. You could talk about, you know, like, you know, whatever she talks about in her childhood, like, oh yeah, my mom used to make us the best peanut butter and jelly sandwiches. And then, so you could say, you ever had peanut butter and jelly with whipped cream? And she'd be like, nah, who puts whipped cream on a peanut butter and jelly sandwich? And you'd be like, I do. You know what else? You know what else whipped cream is good for? And then, you know what I'm saying? You'd be like, you know, whipped cream, you know, you put whipped cream on any part of your body, you start eating it off. You know what I'm saying? All that type of shit. Like, you start to associate, word association, whatever she says, just associate it. You understand? Like for example, I was on a date last night, and this chick, she likes to race. Like, she likes to do race cars. Like, she signs up at drag racing strips and, you know, racing stadiums and shit like that. And she drives race cars, you know, which is pretty interesting. It was a pretty interesting conversation. And so when she said that, she was like, yeah, I like to race. I like to, you know, drive the cars and stuff. So I said to her, oh, I see you like to go fast. So she looked at me, and we caught eye contact for a second. She was smiling, and I was like, what? I was like, what you smiling for? She's like, oh, I just heard what you said. And I said, yeah, I know you like to go fast. I'm like, you like to be in control too, right? You like to dominate, and you like to be the dominant one. And then, so now, mind you, we were still talking about race cars, but because I said it the way I said it, and I smiled and I looked at her, and I was like, you know what I'm saying? I used that as a way to segue into sex. You understand? And use like a flirtatious vibe to segue it into sex, right? Or, you know, and that actually leads me into the second one. that actually leads me into the second one, which is using something she says or does. So like I said, she said something about race car driving, and I said, oh, I see you like to go fast, and I see you like to be in control. So that's using something that she said, right? There was also a point in the date where she was talking about the fact that, you know, she was talking about her failed marriage. So she's actually dealing with a divorce or whatever. So she was talking about the fact that towards the end of the marriage, it seemed as if they were just roommates because, you know, they just like, they just living in the same place together. And she said this, she said, we just living together and you not even fucking me. You understand? And when she said that, I was like, that's an in. That's an open door right there. So we kept talking, you understand? And then she mentioned it again. She was like, yeah, because if I'm gonna be with somebody and, you know, I'm not even getting fucked. And so I said to her, I said, first of all, when women start like talking about sex themselves, you have to jump on the opportunity to kind of like steer the conversation. You understand? You have to. That's a big thing. And that's why I always tell guys to raise your level of awareness because a lot of us, we're on dates and we're just spitting out robotic questions and we're not even listening to what the girl is saying. You have to listen to what the girl is saying so you can use it as a segue, you know, word association, segue, use it as an opportunity to steer and influence the conversation to where you want it to go. So she was like, yeah, you know, if I'm gonna just be living with somebody and I ain't even getting fucked. So I said to her, I said, I need you to know something. She was like, what? I said, it's like every time I hear you talk about you not getting fucked, I just want you to know that every time the word fuck comes out of your mouth, it turns me the fuck on. And she started smiling and looking at me all, you know, googly and shit. You understand what I'm saying? So that was a way for me to slide in and get the conversation to where I wanted to go. And then right after that, I said to her, I was like, so speaking of which, and phrases like speaking of which, or that being said, or since we're talking about it, you understand? Words like that help you to associate things, right? So I said, speaking of which, you know, what's your favorite position? You understand? So we started talking about, you know, she was like, oh, I like this, I like that, but sometimes that hurts and this, that, and the third, or sometimes I like this better. And so needless to say, the conversation went exactly where I wanted it to go. Okay, so then this is the second one. So it says using something she says. So I told you how I use something she said with word association, and then something that she does. Okay, so again, this is why you have to get past your nervousness when it comes to being on a date. Get past your nervousness when it comes to relating or conversing with a female, because when you're nervous, you don't notice certain things. When you're nervous, she could have said something that was a beautiful opening, but you missed it because you're still nervous and you're thinking about, oh, what should I ask her next? You're not actually listening to the girl, right? So there was a point in time where, so like we were sitting next to each other and like she's like sitting here and I'm sitting here. Now I notice, like you notice the rhythm of how somebody talks, right? So like I'll give you guys an example. So like we're both sitting next to each other, but she has a type of rhythm where she'll like reach for her drink, sip the drink and talk. And then she'll look at me and smile. And then she'll turn her face back this way and talk and look at me and smile, blah, 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 blah. But there was one point where I said something. I forgot exactly what I said, but it was probably something about sex. But when I said it, she turned and looked at me and she kept the eye contact for just a little bit longer than she usually did throughout the course of the whole conversation. Like she looked at me mad, like she kept the eye contact and smiled real hard, like, you know what I'm saying? And then I said to her, I leaned in and I was like, I noticed you kept the eye contact a little bit longer that time. I was like, tell me what you're thinking about right now. You understand what I'm saying? And then we started talking about even some more sexual shit. You get what I'm saying? So that was me looking at something that she did, like her behavior, her body language, her actions, right? And using that as another segue to continue the conversation and to dive deeper into sexual innuendo, sexual conversation. You get what I'm saying? And I also told you guys about this other method that I have where, I look at, like sometimes a woman might go like this to brush off something off of her dress. So it's, and it's very innocent. It's nothing crazy where she's literally just brushing off something off of her dress. Maybe a little bit of water, from the condensation dripped onto her dress or her skin or something. And she goes like this. So what I do is I'd be like, ooh, I was like, do that again. And she's like, what? Do what? I'm like, the way you was touching yourself just now. She was like, oh, stop. I wasn't touching myself. I was just brushing off the water. Or I was just brushing off the dust. What are you talking about? I was like, nah, you did it all slow and sensual. Looked like you like touching yourself. That's what it looked like to me. I don't know. And and then usually it's like, oh, stop it. Why you say you bad? You this, you nasty. Da, 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 da. And so once they start to, once I do this and they start to giggle and act a certain way when I say to them, ooh, you like to touch yourself. And once they do that, I know I got it. You understand? I know that I can go deeper. So then I'll start to say things like, so where else on your body do you like to touch? You understand? Or sometimes if a woman is wearing jeans, sometimes, or even a skirt or a dress, you know how sometimes a woman will stand up and then before she sits down, she'll stroke the dress under her leg before she sits down. So the dress is under her leg and she's not like putting her bare ass on the seat or whatever. Even something like that, something as quick and minute as that. I'll be like, she'll stand up and then do that thing where she guides the dress under her leg. And I'll be like, ooh. She'd be like, what? I'll be like, I like the way you do that. I like the way you stroke your ass all the way to your thigh like that. That's kind of sensual. I like that. You a sensual girl, ain't you? Shit like that. You understand what I'm saying? And then look, and when I do that, I keep that same tone. I keep that same energy. I keep that playful, flirtatious energy. You understand? And that's what allows me to direct the conversation so we can start talking about sex. See, the thing is, when you get a woman talking about sex, I mean, there's still no guarantee that you're going to smash, right? The game is the game. And I told y'all, there are no guarantees in this world. If y'all niggas is looking for guarantees, then y'all need to go holler at Mystery or one of them other PUA dudes. This is not PUA stuff. This is game. You understand? In game, there's probabilities. And if you can get a woman to talk about sex, that means you're getting her comfortable to express herself sexually. If you can get a woman comfortable in expressing herself sexually, then there is a chance, there's a higher chance that she'll be willing to express herself physically as well as verbally. You understand? So that's what this game is about. That's what the stuff I'm talking about. That's what this is about. So that's number 2, using something she says or does. Right. So the next one is more like, shout out to ARC. This is more like some mode 1 shit. This is more like, this is what I call being bold and honest. Being bold and honest. You understand? Now, sometimes you have women who they have a lot of game, right? Sometimes you have women who, or they may not necessarily have a lot of game, but they know how to keep a conversation from getting sexual. So they have enough game for that, where no matter what's going on, no matter how flirtatious or suggestive you try to be during the conversation, they just straight face you. They just keep it all the way straight. Like you'll say something to her like, so what color panties you have on? You understand what I'm saying? And she'll be like, I have on black panties. Next question. Like she won't even take the time to laugh, giggle, say nothing in reference to what you just said. Like she'll just keep straight facing you to make sure the conversation stays on a normal, on a regular conversation level. And those are times, to me, those are times where you have to just be bold and honest, where you're trying to flirt, you're trying to do the innuendo, and it's like she just keeps the conversation mad boring, or she keeps it super general, no matter how much you try to use flirtation use flirtation tactics, right? So sometimes in those type of situations, you just gotta just stop, look her dead in her eye, and be like, you're just turning me on right now. You understand? Like I just, every time I look at your neck, every time you speak and I watch your lips move, I just want you more and more and more. You understand? Like you literally just figure out a creative, direct way to tell them what's going on inside your mind. You understand? Like you straight up, you grab up by the hands, and then you look her dead in her eye and you tell her, like, I just want to bite your neck right now. Or like I said, hey, the sound of your voice, it sends chills down my spine all the way down to my dick. And my dick is getting harder and harder every time you say something. You know what I'm saying? Like just straight up, direct, bold. You understand? Because sometimes it bees like that. And I'll be honest, it's not every time it has to do with when the woman is keeping the conversation general. Sometimes being bold is just feels right because of the vibe that you're getting from the chick. Sometimes I've been on dates where it's like you could just tell by the way she looking at you, bro. Like, like I've been on dates where as soon as she walked up in the place, it's like you could just tell. Like she, I've been in situations where I got to the place early and I'm sitting down. And then when she sits down, she slides right up next to me. And then when she do that, I put my arm around her. And once I put my arm around her, I got my hand on her thigh. You understand? And then I've had a date where the girl came in, sat down, put my arm around her, and we didn't even say two words to each other. We just started kissing right then and there. You understand? And it wasn't, and that in itself was a bold move where we didn't even have to talk about sex. The language of sex was already in play. You understand? Again, and that has a lot to do with awareness. That has a whole lot to do with you having an understanding of what's going on in front of you, having an understanding to detect energy, to detect the atmosphere of what's going on between you and that woman, the sexual tension, the feeling, like I said, the energy, the feeling, just that chemistry. It happens from time to time where you meet somebody and it's automatic. Like one time I was chilling at the bar and the date walked in and she just came up beside me. Right. And then I said to her, you know what? I'm going to put my arm around your waist because it feels like the right thing to do. And she said, yes, it feels like the right thing to do. So you do that. And we smashed that night. So sometimes you got to be bold. Sometimes you got to be bold. Sometimes you got to be honest. Sometimes you got to straight up tell her exactly what to do. Like I've been on dates where, like, for example, last couple of dates I've been on, I usually meet the girl at the entrance, right? And I give them a hug. Whenever a girl gives me that one arm hug or some type of shit like that, I say, no. I say, we don't do that. I said, I need the full hug, two hands. I said, you mess with me, you got to know how to give good hugs. And that's what I do on my dates. I like verbatim, I don't let that shit slide. I'm like, if I'm hugging you, I'm hugging you. This ain't no church hug bullshit, or this ain't no, oh, I'm hugging my cousin. Like, hey, cuz, we ain't playing that shit. I let the woman know early on that this is a situation based on romantic and intimate intentions. You understand? So the first interaction, which is that hug, has to be on point. And I don't let the halfway hug slide. I don't let it. I used to be like, whatever, just let me feel her out. But I don't do that shit no more. I let them know early. I'm like, I don't do that. I said, you gotta show me how you give a hug for real. I don't play those games. And most of the time it goes over good. You know what I'm saying? Especially when they see that you're dead serious. And again, when I say those things, I'm not being I'm not trying to be mean or disrespectful or all the way like super stern. But I'm not being stern, but I'm being serious in a flirtatious manner. And again, see, everything that I'm saying to you, I'm explaining it to you based on my perspective, based on how I relate to women. So this is why a big part of understanding these methods has a lot to do with you going out and talking to women on your own and understanding the social cues, understanding how to, change the inflection of your voice to let her know you're serious, but you're still flirting, to let her know that, it's still all good. Everything is still friendly, but this is what you need from her at this time. And you're not going to take no for an answer. You get what I'm saying? But again, it's a give and take. It's a dance. It's something that you have to experience. Cause I could sit here and tell you this, and I'm sure you can find something in these 4 methods that you can use right away. But what I'm saying is it still has a lot to do with you, the individual, because remember, you're going to be a different guy than me, right? You're going to lead, and you have to lead the conversation a certain way, but you're going to do it based on your identity. You're a different person than I am. You understand? She's going to have a different experience with you. So it is what it is. But again, that's why you guys have to really experience this for yourself. You got to go out, you got to date, you got to talk, and you have to get used to the patterns of, social dynamics. All right. So that was being bold and honest, where you just tell her exactly what it is. You kind of go mode 1. Shout out to ARC once again. And you just really let her know. And again, express yourself. When you're being bold, try to gauge the girl. You understand? Try to, again, it's about awareness. Now, sometimes you can just say whatever the fuck you want to say. Most of the times you can say whatever the fuck you want to say, really. You understand? But sometimes if you try to put based on the conversation, based on the attitude of the female, sometimes you can figure out a way to say something based on how the conversation has gone thus far. So, for example, the girl I was with last night, she's like a tomboy type of chick. So she used a lot of foul. She used a lot of curse words when she talked. Not a lot, but like I said, when she was talking about, I was with my husband and I wasn't getting fucked and blah blah blah. So she used the word fuck from time to time, right? So with that being said, to be, if I wanted to express myself with her, using the word fuck would be effective when talking to her. You understand? But let's just say you've been out with a woman and the whole night you haven't heard her use not one curse word, and she's like, oh, and she's really like dainty and feminine and really coy and very innocent sounding. Now she could be lying, whatever. But what I'm saying is, to keep with the theme of the conversation, you'll want to, if you're going to be bold, you still might want to do it and not necessarily use any curse words, right? You want to be graphic, you want to be descriptive, you want to be creative, but you may not necessarily want to say shit like, fuck, or, I want to fuck you. I want to, you know what I'm saying? I want to, I want to bend you over and dig your guts out. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, gauge the conversation, gauge the interaction, gauge what's going on. Have that, like I said, have that awareness. Because a lot of us, truth be told, a lot of guys are just out here throwing Hail Marys. You understand? They're not really looking at the situation. They're just saying whatever and seeing what happens. And I mean, that's cool too, because shit, sometimes you got to do that. Sometimes we ain't got time for all the bullshit. But sometimes if you have the time and if you have the awareness, use certain social cues to your advantage to express yourself a certain way that is relatable to the female based on the conversation that you've had thus far. You get what I'm saying? And then the last one, which is number 4, is about using detailed compliments and validation with sexual innuendo. Okay. Using detailed compliments / validation with sexual innuendo. So here's what I mean. So I'm the type of person, or, I'm, as a lot of you may know, I'm a photographer, right? And being a photographer, I'm very visual. And not only that, but I pay attention to details. I pay very close attention to details, right? So I'm the type of guy, I'm looking at a woman's nails. I'm looking at her skin. Like when I touch her, I'm feeling how soft her hands are, her shoulder, her skin. I'm noticing the type of outfit she's wearing. I'm noticing if her eyebrows are done. I'm noticing her makeup, her lip gloss. I'm noticing her hair. I love natural hair. If it's styled, I ask them about all these things. Oh, your nails look really nice. When did you get that done? And oh, your eyebrows look perfect. Do you get them done, or is that natural? You know what I'm saying? Or even if they're wearing a certain dress. Like I had a chick come out on a date with me the other day. The dress she was wearing, I knew I was smashing that night. You understand what I'm saying? The dress she was wearing, I knew I was smashing. So here's what I mean when I say using detailed compliments and validation. So for example, that girl that came out that night that was wearing that dress that I knew I was going to smash. So she came into place. I had her sit down where I told her to sit down. And before she sat down, she took off her coat. Bro, she took off her coat. She had on this very form-fitting dress, pushing up the boobs and shit. And I was like, damn. You know what I'm saying? And I said, so as soon as she took the dress, her coat off, I was like, wow. I was like, look at you looking all sexy. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, I said to her, I love how you got dressed for me tonight. I mean, I don't know if you know, but I love dresses. And that's a really nice dress. I love how you look in it too. You look sexy as shit. You know what I'm saying? So that was me validating her. That was me complimenting her. But it wasn't just a compliment for the sake of complimenting her. It was me letting her know that I see what you did, meaning I see that you chose that dress. I see that you, and I always say shit like, oh, I see that you wore that dress for me. But what I'm saying is that I see that because every time you put on clothes, you make a choice, right? I see the choice that you made tonight, putting that particular dress on. You understand? And I see where you're using that dress to express yourself physically for me to see. You understand? So I'm validating her choice in dress to say that shit is sexy and it looks good to me. You understand? So she knows, yo, I'm with it. So it's like a subconscious message to say that, look, if you wore that dress to get me horny so I could fuck the shit out of you tonight, you did good. You know what I'm saying? Points for you. You understand what I'm saying? I'm letting her know that, yes, you did a good job by picking that dress. And by all means, I will fuck the shit out of you tonight after I get you out of that dress. You understand? And then I looked down and I saw she had on these boots, these leather boots with the zips, with the zip up in the side and the heels. I was like, damn, look at your boots too. I was like, I love your boots. And then I always, when I see girls with nice shoes, I always say, I said, you don't even have to take those off tonight. You could keep those on. And whenever I say shit like that, they always giggle. You understand? So that's me complimenting, but using sexual innuendo within the compliment. See, that's different from when a guy comes up to a girl and he's like, "Oh, you're pretty. You're the most beautiful girl I've seen all day." And it's like, it's a compliment and it's cool, but it's not really saying nothing. Trust me, she knows she looked good. She knows she's cute. She knows she's pretty. She left her house thinking that. You understand? Like, or if I look at a woman's lips and I'm like, do you have on lip gloss or are your lips just naturally that juicy and shiny looking? You see what I'm saying? So I'm complimenting her lips and she's like, oh no, this is lip gloss. I'm like, I said that compliments your lips perfectly. They just look so soft and kissable. Sometimes when I say shit like that, the next move is for us to actually kiss. But again, that's compliment is basically, you can call it complimenting with a sexual purpose. You understand? It's not just a compliment for the sake of compliments. It's like, I'm letting you know that the choice you made tonight, based on the way you dress, based on the way you look, based on your makeup, based on your shoes, based on everything you put together for this date, I'm letting you know that, yes, it's turning me on. You did a good job. You look good. You look sexy. You look enticing. You look like a fucking snack. You look like something I could eat tonight. You understand it? And trust me, anything that I just said just now, you can say that to a girl. You can say that to a girl. You understand? These are things that you can say to women. A lot of guys are very afraid to say certain things to women. And the thing is, you have to have a certain level of confidence. You have to be able to say these things. Because women, for example, women like it when you talk to them in the bedroom. Women like it when you say dirty shit. Women like it when you you know what I'm saying? When you talk dirty and all that stuff. Check out the video we did with Sterling Cooper about his talk dirty 101. You know what I'm saying? It's very important, and women like that shit. So if you know how to talk dirty on the date or during a conversation, then the woman begins to visualize the fact that you know how to talk to her in the bedroom while she's naked in front of you. You understand what I'm saying? So these are like I said, 4 ways to bring up sex during a date or in a conversation. So I'm gonna go back over them again. So number 1 was using word association. So that was like just a simple idea of, if you're in the middle of a conversation and certain words come up, figure out how to associate it to sex. You understand? And then number 2 is using something she says or does. So think about her, think about what she's saying. Check out her behavior. Like if she's stroking herself, even if she flips her hair, you understand? I like to do shit like, like if a chick flips her hair and I notice it, I'll say to her, "Oh, I see you flipping your hair." And then I'll say to her, "You know what that means when a woman flips her hair, right?" And then she'll be like, "No, what does that mean?" And then right there, it's easy. You can say whatever the fuck you want. You could be like, "Oh, that means that she's a freak," or "That means she really likes the guy that she's talking to," or "That means, she wants to get naked within the next 5 minutes." Like, you can literally say whatever you want as long as you associate it to sex. You understand what I'm saying? And do it in a sensible way. You understand? So, using something she says or does, number 2. Number 3 is being bold and honest. Sometimes you just gotta be totally direct, be honest, look her straight in the eye and tell exactly what you're feeling, exactly what's going on in your mind, exactly whatever nasty shit is going on in your mind, express that shit to her, whisper it in her ear or say it very slowly. You understand? Or move a little bit. You don't have to whisper it, but move a little bit close to her and say it very slowly. You understand? Say it in a rhythm, say it in steps, and use the baritone in your voice. Always use the lower register of your voice. You understand? Like sort of like what you hear me doing right now into the mic, where I'm talking a little bit slower and I'm saying this thing to you in a lower register because it sounds more masculine and it vibrates on her eardrum. And it sends a message all the way down to her vagina to start getting wet. You understand what I'm saying? Like that type of shit. But being bold and being honest, that's a big one, right? And then the 4th one is using detailed compliments and validation with sexual innuendo, meaning compliment her with a sexual purpose. Don't just tell her she looks nice. Tell her that I love the way that dress hugs your body. It's like a Christmas gift, and I can't wait to unwrap it. I can't wait to rip it off for you. You understand? Because the way your body is looking in that dress, I know it's a gift. You understand you know what I mean? Like, it's a detailed compliment. It's not just, "Hey, you look nice tonight." Yeah, I know I look nice tonight. I looked at myself in the mirror before I left the fucking house. I know I look nice tonight. Thank you. That's different from when you say, "Damn, girl, I love that dress you put on for me tonight. Ooh, look at them heels too." You know what? If I didn't know better, I would say, based on the way you're dressed, you got something on your mind. And she looking at you like, well, what do you think I have on my mind? Or, oh, I ain't got nothing on my mind. And you'd be like, yeah, that's what you say with your mouth, but that's not what your dress says to me. You see what I'm saying? Like, it's a detailed compliment, but it's sexual. You see what I'm saying? And guys, I feel like guys need to stop doing that shit too. Just don't compliment a bitch. Just like compliment your sister, compliment your mom. You know what I'm saying? Because you're not fucking them. But if you're with a girl, if you're on a date, if you are approaching a woman, you know, to try to get her to go out with you, so y'all could to try to exchange information so y'all could go out later. Forget all that general compliment shit. You know what I'm saying? You know you're trying to smash, so compliment her with a purpose. And another thing with compliments like that is a woman can tell a lot about a dude by the way he compliments, meaning the way he uses his vocabulary, the way he expresses himself verbally. She can tell a lot about the dude. So so she can look at you and tell if you're an average dude, or she can look at you and tell if you're like a creative dude that's a little bit more interesting, and then that'll influence her decision to want to even hang out with you, right? So, for example, the average dude will be like, "Hey, you're pretty cute." And then that's it. You know what I'm saying? But, you know, the dude that's a little bit more thoughtful, that's a little bit more interesting, he'd be like, girl, I came over here and, you know, I had to like something about you just drew me over here. I don't know if it's your dress. I don't know if it's those shoes. I don't know if it's the way your lips is shining in the sunlight. I don't know what it is, but I just had to come over here and see what was up. You understand? Within the language of what I'm saying, yes, I'm complimenting her, but it's not just a compliment. It's like, I'm letting her know that something pulled me over here, and I'm being very detailed about what I see and what I notice about her outfit and the choices that she made to leave the house today based on her appearance. You get what I'm saying? It's detailed. It's thoughtful. And when women see that shit, then here's what they think to themselves. They're like, well, if he's thoughtful, just talking about my appearance, then he's probably thoughtful when it comes to sex. And if he's thoughtful, then he's probably creative. And if he's creative, then he probably know how to fuck. He probably know how to make me get orgasms out this motherfucker. You see what I'm saying? These are the things that women be thinking. So when you on that regular shit, when you on level 0 and you're like, hey, you're pretty cute. Hey, you're pretty. Bitches don't give a fuck about that shit. That's why I be so mad at dudes for leaving regular ass compliments in on a chick's Instagram page or some shit like that. It's like, bro, you're wasting your fucking time. She wouldn't put the picture on Instagram if she didn't think she looked good. So you going over there talking about, yo, this is fire. Yo, you look sexy. Yo, you know, or just putting fire emojis or putting, you know, the heart-eyed emojis. It's like niggas is wasting their fucking time, bro. It's like, what's the point of complimenting this chick? She wouldn't put the picture up so thousands of people could see if she didn't think she already looked good. So you're literally just being redundant at this point. You understand what I'm saying? But, you know, that's probably another video. But anyway, let me just read them all four just again. So number 1, word association. Number 2, using something she says or does. Number 3, being bold and honest. Number 4, using detailed compliments or validation with sexual innuendo. All right, so those are the 4 ways from your boy Miles Cunningham to bring up sex during a date or in conversation with a female. Remember, guys, this, you know, the game is about us. You know, we have to do work within ourselves to be able to relate to these females better. It's not necessarily about them. It's about us. And see, the thing is, I feel like we have to think about it in a certain way where the thoughts start here, but we use what the female gives us. You understand? The female is giving us something. You understand? The physically she showed up to the date, or physically she's standing there and you went to approach her. So she got dressed for a reason. She left the house for a reason. You understand? There's things that are, you know, that we can notice. There's things that are, you know, that goes without saying. There's things that we can, you know, point to for cues and clues as to things we can say to get the conversation to go where we want it to go. So use what she's given you. anything she says, like this is always important. If a woman talks about a certain topic or a certain thing, and you notice that her mood gets elevated, or she giggles or smiles a lot when she's talking about that particular thing, figure out how to use that particular thing and relate it to sex. You get what I'm saying? So we have to learn that when we are relating and conversing with these women, we have to use what they are giving us. You understand? And this is why we have to have awareness. This is why we have to pay attention. And that's what allows us to increase the dynamics of our mouthpiece. You understand? That's what makes it work. All right, guys. So it's your boy, Miles Cunningham, man. This has been another installment of the Bad Boy Show. Shout out to the big homie Lucario. All right. Yeah, man. Shout out to the big homie Lucario. All right. And that's pretty much it, man. We gonna get out of here, man. We gonna get out of here. So thanks for hanging with me. Let me see who's out here in the chat real quick. Appreciate you guys for hanging with me, man. Who we got? We got Joe Blash, Jetty James, Red Dwarf, a couple other people, Chris the Player. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to y'all for hanging out. Make sure y'all send some thoughts and some positive energy to my man Lucario. You know what I'm saying? Because if you know, you know. If you don't know, then go do some research. You feel me? All right. So appreciate y'all, and always remember the truth is inside you. Peace.